Mansfield today, and time to get into the garden with our little garden gnome, Melanie Walker.
Or Nomally Gromit, as some people would have called me. Nomally. Hello.
Nice to have you with us. And today we're talking seeds.
We are talking seeds, we're talking plants, we're talking all kinds of beauty. And it's a very interesting thing because a lot of people have been extremely irate, and not just here in South Africa, but worldwide, when it comes to things like not being able to get the seeds that they want, not being able to get the bulbs that they want, not being able to have the plants that they want. And a lot of it has to do with lockdown from last year, which has had a knock-on effect, and also from people not being able to go out and work in the fields. But I love seeds. I think seeds are like complete magic. Okay, I can't believe you can take a lettuce seed, which is one of the tiniest things you can ever see. Well, you can hardly see it. And it turns into something that's big and you can eat. It fascinates me every single time, especially when my kids, when they were small, they used to say that there were seeds that had come from heaven.
Oh, sweet.
And they grew into the most gorgeous girls as well, so I'm happy about that.
That's why we've asked Kathy Varney, who is from Bolstraathof.
Bolstraathof, yes. Yeah. Kathy is the marketing and product manager of Bolstraathof and an absolute champion when it comes to everything to do with gardening in South Africa. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Kathy, there has been this frustration with seeds and the lack of seeds around, especially as I think there's been a lot of, I've heard via the grapevine, a lot of people who are having problems sourcing gardening seeds, as in vegetables. You were talking about lettuce, tomato seeds. There was evidently a problem with at some stage. Do you think this is a result of people actually growing their own food at home over the COVID sort of last 18 months to 2 years?
I think it's exactly that. So in South Africa, but actually around the world, as COVID hits and people got locked down, there was an element of people wanting to grow their own food, maybe panicking as they bought toilet paper, they bought some veggie seeds. But also, had a whole lot of people who couldn't go on holiday and couldn't socialize, so they started gardening. And it's fantastic. We're really happy about this. But it did have a bit of a knock on the supply chain because seed production, it's international. I don't think people realize how international this industry can be. And you can't make more seeds as quick as everyone would like. So now you've got the whole world buying more veggie seeds, more garden flower seeds, and they can't make enough to sustain the demand. So yeah, there were a few crops that there was a seed shortage. And on top of that, there've been other issues. Maybe they had enough in Europe, but we couldn't get it here because of freight issues due to COVID. Sometimes you had these big seed companies who maybe they had the seed and they were, they knew the demand, but now they've got a reduced workforce because they're dealing with the pandemic and they've got their safety precautions, or maybe someone's off ill. So it's been challenging. We think it's starting to stabilize now, but sometimes these things, as I say, they take a while. They're making more seeds, but we might only see them in a year or 2 years' time.
And it's not like that, seeds are actually inexpensive. Everybody thinks, seeds are so much cheaper than anything else that you'll buy when it comes to plants. Because I remember the last time we spoke was during lockdown, I think was the beginning of this year, and you just got a big order in. It was like, what, 500,000 rands worth of seeds in 3 boxes. I mean, that's completely crazy.
Yeah, I still took a photo. I think it was 2 boxes, and I think the value was actually more than that. And it's absurd. But I'm sure Mel, begonias are worth more in their weight than gold because you can't even see them. So
yeah. No, absolutely. But now there's things that also will come into play, like there's been a big drought in South America and Central America, which has actually had a knock-on effect with a lot of things like bulbs and other plants that are coming out to South Africa and around the world. Has that affected Bolstraathof at all?
So at the moment, not really, not that I've heard of, but that's at the moment. And as I mentioned, you've got seed production in all sorts of parts of the world. And the drought will now possibly affect this harvest. So I'm hoping that next year we'll have a stabilized supply, but with seeds, it can be so tricky with seeds and plants. You know, you could get disease, you could get virus, you could have a drought, you could have a crop failure, and then basically you've got no seed for that time. So I do know of the drought in South America, and there is a lot of seed being harvested there. I do know that some companies, they've started already making contingency plans, not just because of the drought. I think because over the years you learn how to do things better. So let's say they harvest the marigold variety in Chile. They may have some backup seed production in Thailand or in California, which should hopefully stabilize the supply a bit. But I think there would still be reduced numbers. So yeah, it's unfortunate. We don't know yet how exactly the drought will impact the supply chain, but it is pretty likely.
Okay, now when it comes to plants, one thing that we gardeners always look forward to every single year, there's certain things that happen throughout the year that we weirdos, we're not so weird actually, which we really enjoy and we get excited about. And that's one of the things is having an excitement, especially when everything's been so locked down. One of these things is plant trials. Do you know what those are?
Yes. So you take a plant and you sentence it to jail for a certain amount of time.
Please explain to this man, this cretin, what it is.
Yeah, please. What is a plant trial?
So what we do, well, Bol Straathof as a company, what we do is we're like, I always say, almost the beginning of the food chain. So we deal with breeders all around the world, and we try to bring the very best genetics to South African gardens. So whether it be from seed, from cuttings, from tissue culture, whether it be an annual or perennial, edible, ornamental, or you name it, we well, not everything, but a lot of things we do. We basically get told this is new, or you know, this is going to be a better color pink, this is going to be disease resistant, stuff like that. So what we do is throughout the year, we're actually trialing plants. So we bring in the seed and first we check what's the germination like, can we grow it as a plug? And then we put them in South African conditions and we put them in the garden. It quite often goes into my garden. And then we say, okay, you know, is it performing right? Is it the color nice? Is that flower size so much bigger that it justifies adding this to our range? And yeah, often it's also just a nice way to show the growers and the industry what they have to look forward to. So once a year, it's my other baby, my other job. We put on the big Bol Straathof trials, which is basically a week in November, where we show a lot of plants. You can ask Mel, of all shapes and sizes and colors. And then basically invite
beauty galore. It's so gorgeous. You have no idea.
We try and make it extra pretty. And so we invite the growers and the retailers and the media and everyone to come through. Some of it is just to show them what's new, what we've selected. Some of it is to get input. Do they want it? Because I might think that this is the best thing ever, but it doesn't mean that the whole industry or that the gardeners think so. So, you know, we get a little bit of feedback from them. And yeah, we tease them a little because we'll say this one's coming in 3 years' time, but look what we're working on. And then we do something really fun, which is called the flag test. So we give each visitor a flag and they put it in their favorite variety. And then basically we do a tally at the end and see which is the winner of trials. And it's been interesting at times where the grower's favorite is not the same as the retailer's favorite, which is not the same as the public favorite. But that's actually useful information that they can all use. 2 years ago where Mel came, that one, there was an overall winner completely, where everyone's favorite. And then now you see it all over the garden centers. So yeah, no, the trials are something very special. They're going to be a bit different this year because things have changed and we've moved some of the greenhouses, but I like a challenge. So yeah.
But you also have, if I'm not correct, if I'm not incorrect, public open days as well. With us down to level 1 lockdown, are you going to be able to facilitate those, Kathy?
So we actually haven't planned on one this year. We usually do it the Saturday following trials, and we invite the public. We charge a small entrance fee and we donate that money to charity. And it's for people who just appreciate the plants and like seeing the prettiness. So the world is crazy, and we don't know how to plan anything. So I can control the numbers when it's the trade, but I didn't know we'd be on level 1. And I don't know if we'll still be on level 1. So at the moment, the plan is to not have the Saturday open day. But we do have members of the public that have been asking all year when the open day is. So we're not going to turn them away. They're welcome to come and visit on maybe the Friday afternoon. We'll have a public something, but also even just during the week, maybe in the afternoons, the public are welcome to come through and have a look. So if there are any members of the public interested, they can just contact us and we can give them the information.
How do people contact you? What's the best way?
They can email us on info@ballstraddle.co.za, or they can give us a call on 011 794 2316.
And I think what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be going to the plant trials without a shadow of a doubt, it's like one of my favorite things. You walk in there and you're just gobsmacked. For me to be quiet, you must know it's a thing.
Oh my God! Can I please come with you? I
You-
want to
you mu-
actually,
you
I
need
want
to
to
come
video
see
you
this.
being quiet.
Yeah, I will be quiet. I sit there and I just walk around in this state of awe and putting my little flags. And you're only allowed to put so many flags. And I think, but which one am I going to choose? Oh, absolutely. You've never seen anything like this. It is so beautiful. The range of plants and the colors, and you fall in love with something.
Well, then when you go to the plant trials, take your mobile phone with you and video some of them.
I'm going to, and I'll give it to you, and then we can put it up as well.
Yeah,
That's
lovely.
a good idea. All right.
Kathy, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time, and we look forward to Mel's videos of your plant trials. Kathy Varney, who is the product and marketing manager of Ball Straathof, right here on the Gardening Show on Mansfield Today. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Jim. We'll see you again next week. And everybody get out in the garden and have some fun. Even if it's raining, we need rain.
Oh,
Do
no,
rain
yeah,
dances.
but it's even better when it's raining.
Yes, World Naked Gardening Day.
Oh,
Naked
ew.
I'd like to see this one.
Okay, no. Oh, I've just got a vision
No.
in my mind that
No.
I've got to go scrub my brain.
No, go. Let's go scrub our brains off.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.